Chag Sameach, everyone, and welcome. It's so good to be together with you, with this year's confirmation class, and with their families to welcome this festival of Shavuot, the celebration of Jewish learning and Jewish revelation, and to celebrate this next stage in the education of these remarkable young adults. This evening, I am especially pleased to be joined by Elaine Lupovich, who is my co-teacher from this year's confirmation class. A wonderful teacher, a terrific educator, and a beloved friend. And I am delighted and honored to ask Ms. Lupovich if she would lead us in a meditation before the festival candles. This evening, all of our service prayers and readings can be accessed on your computer or tablet screen so that you can follow along with our service. And now, as we prepare to light the festival candles, Elaine?
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words which we shall speak into our hearts and our lives.
We now light the festival candles. I need a new match. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Yom Tov. We continue with the festival Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'am veromemanu mikol hashon vekidshanu b'mitzvotav vatiten lanu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava moadim lesimcha chagim uzmanim lesason et yom chag hashavuot hazeh zman matan torateinu mikra kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim umoadei kodshecha besimcha uvsason hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mikadesh Yisrael ve'hazmanim l'chaim. We now invite our president, Jerry Amundson, to share a reading.
Tonight is confirmation. Synagogues throughout the world are honoring their students as part of the special celebration of the holiday of Shavuot. On Shavuot, the Jewish world gathers together to celebrate the miraculous moment when Moses received the Ten Commandments. Since that time, Judaism has never been the same. The world has never been the same. With each step Moses took up the mountain, humanity took a giant leap forward. We are here to celebrate both Shavuot and the confirmation of our students. The path that has led them to this day symbolizes not only Moses' ascent to Mount Sinai, but also the steady climb of the Jewish people through history toward the fulfillment of our covenant. As president of Congregation Emanu, it is my honor and privilege to recognize the members of this year's confirmation class.
We now continue with all of these awesome and extraordinary faces on our screen, and we sing the Shehechianu together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Part of our confirmand's work during the course of this year been to reflect about the kinds of Jewish lives and Jewish decisions and Jewish commitments that they want to take onto themselves as they enter the next stage of their Jewish and spiritual lives. And so, as part of that practice, these students have composed confirmation commitment essays outlining some of the ideas that they're eager to be exploring during this next stage of their life as learners. The essays are remarkable, thoughtful, introspective, and sensitive, and all of our students this evening will be sharing an excerpt from those essays with you. And so I am delighted to now invite our first group of students to read excerpts from their confirmation commitments.
I've been attending Emanu since pre-K and have traveled up through the grade levels to get to this point in time, our confirmation on Shavuot. To be in this moment, finally, is a surreal feeling because when I think back to my younger ages, I never thought about what would be my future at Emanu. I have developed a personal value of making high holiday attendance a priority over everything else. On Rosh Hashanah, I get to prepare for the service of Yom Kippur, where I atone for my sins and leave feeling fresh and clear for a new year. Another motivation that keeps me active in our congregational family is coming in on Sundays and helping out with the younger kids, since I know their Jewish learning will help them have a brighter future.
To continue being part of our Jewish community, I will dedicate myself to attending services on religious holidays and being a TA throughout the rest of high school. My Jewish identity is part of my everyday life, but the experience of being with my congregation on holidays enhances my feelings of being a part of a welcoming Jewish community. I will remain mindful of the teachings I have been given throughout religious school, but through confirmation, I've been given the opportunity to think about and make decisions about my Jewish identity. My beliefs have evolved from the experiences I've encountered throughout my life and will keep developing as I grow as a Jewish adult.
While Judaism has changed throughout the years and split into different sects, the core beliefs have remained the same. In simple terms, the Jewish people were a group of people who believed in what we now call the Golden Rule. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Throughout history, the Jewish people have been abused and mistreated, displaced and deported, dehumanized and enslaved, slaughtered and tortured. However, through it all, the Jewish people have remained a mostly peaceful and benevolent people. I believe that for me, confirmation is not a Holy Spirit purging me of my sins or accepting God into my life, but rather a commitment to my life following the Golden Rule and treating others how I want to be treated.
As a Jewish adult, I will continue to grow and learn through my religious traditions and educate others of what it means to be Jewish. I will strive to become more active within my Jewish community and learn more about what being Jewish means to me. I take pride in who I am and a significant role as being Jewish. From learning about Moses and God's creation of the world, to becoming a bat mitzvah, to now continuing my Jewish being as a confirmed adult, I have learned how important being Jewish is to me. Being Jewish, to me, means passion, pride, and being part of something bigger than myself. Growing up at Emanu, I have been welcomed with open arms and guided through my Jewish learning and development of my life. As I am confirmed, I will continue to show dedication and commitment to not only the community at Emanu, but the Jewish community as a whole. I wish to not only continue to learn about my Jewish history and religion, but to also educate others around me on what being Jewish means.
Today, I am confirming my Jewish identity. I'm confirming my beliefs in the morals associated with Judaism. As a young Jewish woman who has been bat mitzvahed, regularly attends Hebrew school, is in BBYO, attends Jewish sleepaway camp, and is a teaching assistant at Sunday school, I am active in several different Jewish communities. Each of these communities and my closeness with family members has shaped my beliefs and my Jewish identity. My community is why I still refer to myself as Jewish and not atheist. My Jewish education and many deep conversations with my father have led me to understand that the most important part of being Jewish, at least to me, is being a good person. To me, confirmation means that I will continue to be active in my Jewish communities and continue to work to repair the world using Tikkun Olam and to help the people in it.
We are gifts and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are hope and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words and we are stories. We are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. Lador vador nagid lod lecha. Lador vador, we protect this chain from generation to generation. Lador vador, these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carry in our hearts, from the shadows of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed and we are holy. We are children of your way, and the words that bring us meaning, we will have the strength to say. Lador vador nagid lod lecha. Lador vador, we protect this chain from generation to generation. Lador vador, these lips will praise your name. These lips will praise your name.
Maya and Lindsay and Cantor and Philip, thank you for that extraordinary piece of music. The words of that piece of music, Lador Vador, from generation to generation, are words that we find repeated in numerous places in our liturgy because it expresses, I think, a core Jewish sensibility about our obligation to the past, but also our optimism about the future. That we believe it is our obligation to carry forward the things that we have learned and gained from those who came before us, but in each generation, it is our opportunity to add something uniquely ours to the world of Jewish thought, Jewish creativity, and Jewish conscience that the world had never seen before us. And so in that spirit, it is now my pleasure again to invite the next section of our students to invite the next group of confirmands to share their commitment readings.
I have such a beautiful Jewish family inside and out of Emmanuel, and I want everyone to be able to feel love and support that I feel from my community. I hope that while I'm helping others, I'm able to learn more about Judaism as well, and I would like to have new experiences that I can broaden my views and perspectives on religion. I aim to continue to develop as a person, and I will learn to help people in new ways that I have never done before.
Being Jewish isn't just a label I have or anyone else in this confirmation class has, but it's a group of it's an identity with thousands of years of history to teach us and for us to learn from. It's a group of people whose morals are set to make the world and ourselves a better place. Being a part of this group means I get to contribute to the goals of Tikkun Olam while focusing on self-fulfillment. Confirmation is a way for me to decide on my Jewish future, a way to decide if I'm going to lead a Jewish adult life, a way to decide if I'm going to raise my children Jewish. The question raises if I will actually do these things. Honestly, I'm not sure, but this experience will definitely play a role in my future self.
To me, confirmation means that I am accepting my responsibilities and role as a member of the Jewish community. When I entered upper school, I grew more comfortable in my skin as a Jew, and my circle of Jewish friends grew tremendously. Since I became more exposed to Judaism, I began to further understand what Judaism meant to me. One Jewish commitment I am making is to continue my Jewish education now and through my children, especially with regards to Israel education.
I look forward to more Jewish experiences in my future. I hope to visit Israel, celebrate holidays with family and friends, and learn more about my religion. Congregation Emanu has been part of my life since the day I was born. My hope and plans are that my children and future generations have the same Jewish life I've been so fortunate to experience, ranging from naming to a bar bat mitzvah, through confirmation, and leading to a lifetime of Jewish learning and living. Judaism is not just my faith, it is a part of who I am. Confirmation is an opportunity for me to confirm my commitment to live a Jewish life.
My thanks to all of you for sharing your thoughts and sharing yourselves with us. We're going to continue now with the next section of our service, and I'll invite Corey to lead us.
Jews have been reading words from the Torah for thousands of years. Our tradition teaches that Torah came from God, that Moses received it at Sinai and passed it to Joshua, who passed it to the prophets, and then to the ancient rabbis and their students, who recorded countless volumes of Jewish legend and law. As Reformed Jews, we respect our historic tradition and cherish the wisdom and insight it sheds on Jewish life. We believe that these ancient teachings contain ideas that can help guide us on our life's paths. But at the same time, as we continue studying and encountering our own ideas about God, we begin to shape our own spiritual beliefs and practices. And hopefully, we will go on to have our own impact on the Jewish world as well.
The Shema is the watchword of our faith. It's likely the first prayer that our confirmands ever learned, the first words each one of us ever learned, words that link us to the generations of our people, words that endure and bind us to our God. We now continue with the Shema led by Sarah Wexler Kelly. Would you please rise?
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
You may be seated as we continue with our Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha ubechol nafshecha ubechol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We've learned that prayer can guide us throughout our days, through our ups and downs, through moments large and small. Tonight we offer the following prayer, written by Emmanuel's own Rabbi Robert Kahn, who still speaks to us this day. Each of us prays that we confirm our commitment to Judaism. Its lessons will guide our lives in tangible ways. We need strength, humility, courage, patience, strength to control our passions, courage to rise above defeats, patience to cleanse ourselves of imperfections, and wisdom to learn and live by our sacred teachings. Let us not be discouraged by our failings. Let us take heart in all that is good and noble in our character. Keep us from falling victim to cynicism. Teach us to sincerity, enthusiasm. Endow us with perception and courage that we may serve others with compassion and love.
Oh, say shalom bimroma. Oh, yeah, say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru, imru, amen. Yeah, say shalom, yeah, say shalom. Shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Yeah, say shalom, yeah, say shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yeah, say shalom, yeah, say shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yeah, say shalom, yeah, say shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yeah, say shalom, yeah, say shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
An astronomer looks at the stars and asks, our ancestors looked at the stars and asked why. Judaism is a journey of the soul as well as the body and the mind. We are the children of those who listened and answered the call to blessing. Now summer's prospect, the world ripening and after, the promise of harvest fulfilled, the warming sun lies before us. Now the vision of Torah, the world peace and growing gentler, the promise of goodness fulfilled, the loving heart lies open to mind.
כי מציון תצא תורה, דבר אדוני מירושלים. כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים.
In a moment, we will read from the book of Exodus, chapter 20, the Ten Commandments. It is said that every Jewish soul, past, present, and future, was at Sinai to experience this revelation, but each of us needs to find our own place in the Jewish people. As a student, I was inspired by my teachers to see myself as a future Jewish leader. As a teacher, my prayer for these students is that you each find the inspiration you need to fulfill the tremendous potential for Jewish leadership we see in you. Our Torah chanters tonight are Cantor Simmons, Lindsay Frankfurt, Jason Gerber, and Zoe Hirschfeld. Amara Friedson will begin with our Torah blessing.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Vayidaber Elohim et kol hadvarim ha'ele lemor. Anochi Adonai Elohecha asher hotzeiticha me'eretz Mitzrayim mi-beit avadim. Lo yihye lecha Elohim acherim al panai. Lo ta'aseh lecha fesel v'chol temunai
אשר בשמיים ממעל, ואשר בארץ מתחת, ואשר במים מתחת לארץ, לא תשתחווה להם ולא תעבדם, כי אנוכי אדוני אלוהיך אלקנה, פוקד עוון אבות על בנים, על שילשים ועל ריבעים לשונאי, ועושה חסד לאלפים, לאוהבי ולשומרי מצוותי. לא תישא את שם אדוני אלוהיך לשווא, כי לא ינקה אדוני את אשר יישא את שמו לשווא.
זכור את יום השבת לקדשו, ששת ימים תעבוד, ועשית כל מלאכתך ביום השביעי, שבת לאדוני אלוהיך, לא תעשה כל מלאכה, אתה ובנך וביתך, עבדך ואמתך ובהמתך, וגרך אשר בשעריך.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, את הים ואת כל אשר בם, וינח ביום השביעי. על כן ברך אדוני את יום השבת ויקדשהו. כבד את אביך ואת אמך, למען יאריכון ימיך על האדמה אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך.
לא תרצח, לא תנאף, לא תגנוב, לא תענה ברעך עת שקר, לא תחמוד בית רעך, לא תחמוד אשת רעך, ועבדו ואמתו ושורו והמורו וכל אשר רעך.
And God spoke all these words, saying, I, the Eternal, am your God, who led you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods besides me. You shall not carve for yourself an image, the likeness of anything in the heavens above, or on earth below, or in the waters under the earth. You shall not worship them or serve them, for I, the Eternal, your God, am a demanding God, inflicting the sins of the parents upon their children, upon the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing steadfast love to thousands of generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not invoke the Eternal's name with malice, for the Eternal does not hold guiltiness one who invokes God's name with malice. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days shall you labor and all do your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Eternal your God. You shall do no work, you, your son or daughter, your servants, your domestic animals, or the stranger in your community. For in 6 days the Eternal made heaven and earth and the sea, and all that is in them, then rested on the seventh day. Therefore God blessed the Sabbath day and called it holy. Honor your father and your mother, that you may long endure in the land that the Eternal your God gives to you. You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor, you shall not covet your neighbor's house, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his servants, nor his cattle, nor anything that is your neighbor's.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
The book of Ruth is read on Shavuot. It is the story of a woman who was not born Jewish but converted because she found meaning for her life in the history, faith, and community of the Jewish people. Like Ruth, only if we discover meaning for our lives will the history, faith, and people of our religion remain meaningful. We read the words of Ruth tonight as a reminder as she adopted Judaism thousands of years ago. Tonight we affirm the history, faith, and the community of our people and confirm they are our own.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar binvim tovim v'ratzah v'divrihim hani'im marim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai haboher b'Torah uv'meshe avdo uv'Yisrael amo uv'anin ve'im ha'emet v'tzedek.
We invite Bonnie to share this reading.
Sorry. In the days when the chieftains ruled, there was a famine in the land, and a man of Bethlehem named Elimelech with his wife Naomi and his 2 sons went to reside in the country of Moab. Elimelech died, and Naomi was left with her 2 sons. They married Moabite women, one named Orpah and the other Ruth. They lived there about 10 years. Then Naomi's sons also died. So the woman was left without her 2 sons and without her husband. She started out with her daughters-in-law to return from the country of Moab. They set out on the road back to the land of Judah, but Naomi said to her daughters-in-law, "Turn back each of you to her mother's house. May God deal kindly with you as you have dealt with the dead and with me."
They broke into weeping and said to her, "No, we will return with you to your people." But Naomi replied, "Turn back, my daughters. Why should you go with me?" Orpah kissed her mother-in-law farewell, but Ruth clung to her. Naomi said, See, your sister-in-law has returned to her people and her gods. Go follow your sister-in-law." But Ruth replied, "Do not urge me to leave you, to turn back and not follow you. For wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. Thus and more may the Eternal do me, if anything but death parts me from you." When Naomi saw how determined she was to go with her, she ceased to argue with her, and the 2 went on until they searched for Bethlehem. They arrived in Bethlehem on the beginning of the barley harvest.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zor kol haolamim sadik bechol hadorot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ve'oseh hamdaber u'mekayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al hanbi'im ve'al yom hag ha'shavuot hazeh Shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu lesason ulesimcha lechachod ultifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umevarchim otach yitbarach shimcha befi kol chai tamid leolam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Yisrael v'hasmanim.
Having heard the commanding voice of the Torah recounting the pronouncement of the 10 Commandments on Sinai, and having heard the words of the prophets telling the story about our ancestor Ruth, we now turn back to our students to hear their voices as we prepare now to continue hearing the words of our confirmands.
My identity is Jewish, but I'm so much more than just my religion. As a child, I remember going to Shabbat services every Friday night with my grandma. Back then, it was less about the service and more about the feeling of community and being with people similar to you. That's all religion really is, isn't it? A community where people similar to each other can be together. I do know that I want my children and their children and so forth to be part of something bigger than them, which is religion, my religion, Judaism. I hope to confirm to myself what I am today and what I hope to be in the future, rather than just my belief in Judaism.
I've always been Jewish. It's an integral part of my identity. Today, I am confirming my Jewish identity as I made for myself. From my first confusing day, arriving at Emmanuel when I was already almost out of elementary school. This late start provided me an opportunity to decide what being Jewish meant solely for myself. To me, confirmation is an opportunity to say, hey, look, I've made it so far. Look at my friends, my community. I found a unique meaning of Judaism that I can proudly carry with me for the rest of my life.
To me, confirmation is the true beginning of your journey to find your identity. This is the part where you get to step back for a moment and realize that as a Jewish person, you are not restricted to believing a list of things. You're entitled to believing and feeling however and whatever you truly feel fits your idea of Judaism. Growing up, I always knew how I felt about religion in general, but I never really took time to reflect on how being Jewish has shaped my opinions and been a big part of who I am. Confirmation is quite literally helping me confirm who I am as a person.
This type of commitment, my commitment to Judaism, is different. Going to a Jewish day school, I've never really thought about commitment to Judaism as a hard task. However, I've realized recently that connection to Judaism and commitment to Judaism are nowhere near the same thing. Connection to Judaism is going to a Jewish school or going to Wednesday night school every once in a while. Commitment to Judaism is making a promise to mean the prayers you say, to put in the effort to actually understand what you're studying, and being a part of the Jewish community. Being a part of the Jewish community is a complex task. There are many questions that come with it. Is the Jewish community one big community? What defines being in a Jewish community? For me, a Jewish community is a group of people that act as one really good friend, always there to teach you lessons, answer your questions, and most importantly, be there when you have no one else to turn to.
To me, confirmation means accepting the part of me that is Jewish. It means to explore and put in the effort required to understand who I am and where I stand in Judaism. I do enjoy Judaism, Jewish culture, like the food, chanting the prayers together, and the jokes. I love using Yiddish language once in a while. In the end, I'm proud to call myself Jewish, and I'm looking forward to the rest of my Jewish journey. I hope that wherever I end up in life, I will affiliate with a temple, but I predict that during my college and young adult years, I will be less focused on my Jewish identity and more on other things. I do think that the more I experience in life, I will have more curiosity and explore Judaism and my Jewish identity more in depth.
Being part of the Jewish community means to celebrate high holidays and go to religious school to learn more about Judaism. It is a community that is very close and that works together for the greater good of the world. I feel empowered by my rabbis and teachers to move forward in my life. They believe in me, and I hope to do great things in the future. Their encouragement has meant a great deal to me. To me, confirmation means the next step in my Jewish learning and in my life. It means it is time for me to have more responsibility and must make sure I am of good character. I need to represent myself well and be conscientious of my actions. It means that I need to look more into my faith when I need guidance. I can always count on my Jewish community to take care of me in the good times and in the bad times. My confirmation means that I need to be grateful to God for my life, and I hope to become a more positive person in society.
To me, my confirmation will reflect me taking on my identity as a Jew. I've grown up in a Jewish community all of my life and have enjoyed every memory that it has given me. 11 years of learning about Judaism and what it means being a Jew to each individual person. But now I'm able to figure out what it means to be a Jew for myself, rather than what it means to everyone else. As I go through college, I will continue to create my Jewish identity, as I will have so many new experiences waiting for me. My heart will remain in the synagogue I grew up in. My brain will explore new types of Judaism there is to uncover. I'm not sure what I will find, but I know that I will never forget what Judaism has given me, which is kindness, community, and family. As we conclude our reading from the Torah, we placed it as a backdrop to our lives. Not always seen or heard, it is always there, always influencing us. This scroll is the soul of the Jewish people. Its words guide us. They are a lamp for our feet, a light for our path. In these words are our people's understanding of what God expects of us, what we are supposed to expect of ourselves. Each of us must assume responsibility for what happens in the world.
It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, here we go. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shavuot is not just a celebration of the giving of Torah at Sinai. Our ancestors were grateful as well that the earth had yielded to their tilling and planting. They wanted to acknowledge their indebtedness to God, who created the eternal union between soil, light and water, and the tiny seeds they had planted. Today, we too are indebted to God for that mystical process. And so we give thanks tonight for the wonder of a sustaining universe, for the miracle of growth that turns a seed into food and a helpless baby into a mature adult, and for the miracle of our tradition that has survived millennia of destruction. Like our ancestors, on the festival of Shavuot, we bring our own offering of thanksgiving.
All right, Chag Sameach, Mazel Tov, everybody. I'm so glad to see all of your faces on my screen. It's not the same as being with you in person, but it is really, really sweet to see you here, all dressed in white, all ready to celebrate this festival and this great milestone in your lives as Jewish learners. I want to share some thoughts about where we are today and where we were at the beginning of our year together. You'll remember that at the beginning of our year, we took a Shabbaton, a weekend away over Shabbat in Galveston, and we had some time together to do some learning, a little bit of singing, some praying, and spending some time together. Our first night together, we went out on the beach, and I asked you to look up at the stars in the sky above you, and we talked a little bit about the Torah portion for that week, which was the moment when Abraham first received the call from God. That moment of connection between heaven and earth when God reached out to Abraham and told him, Lech lecha, go forth. And from that time, the seeds for the formation of the Jewish people were planted. So that's at the very beginning of our time together and really the very beginning of the Jewish people. That commandment from God to humanity, Lech lecha, go forth, go and find yourself. Go and find out who you will be, what contribution you will make to your people and to the world. And the arc that started there with Abraham in Genesis that continues until today, where we find ourselves today. So today we read a very different part of the story from the Torah. Tonight we read the account of the Ten Commandments when, again, heaven and earth touch and the Ten Commandments are revealed to Moses on Sinai. And there's a very interesting path in that arc from Abraham to Moses, the path that starts with Abraham being told go forth and Moses responding to God's instruction, the moment at the burning bush when Moses takes a step forward and hears God's call and says, Hineni, here I am. So the path between Abraham's go forth and find yourself and Moses's here I am is the path of every learner, and I hope the path of every inquiring, curious, exploring Jew who seeks to find her or himself in the world. The path that I've watched all of you take this year is a very similar one, that at the beginning it wasn't clear what this process was going to mean to you. It wasn't clear what Jewish choices or commitments or hopes you were going to express for the year. And although today, at the end of the month of May, it's still too early to say exactly what kind of adult Jew you're going to be, it's been a great privilege to watch some of those answers begin to form inside and inside your souls. The goal that each of us has as Jewish learners is to make our way to respond to God's call that says, go forth and find yourself, and eventually find a way that we can respond with confidence and with eagerness and joy and open optimism. Here I am. I don't know, your parents don't know, none of your teachers know what your lives will look like exactly as adults. But we have some hopes. We hope that all of you will approach that journey with openness and with optimism. We hope that you'll never stop learning and that the spirit of curiosity and exploration and inquiry that you came at the Jewish learning of this year and all the years that led up to us, that spirit will continue to burn very brightly inside you. And we hope that the journey of learning that will lead you from here to the years ahead will be one marked by integrity. We want you to stay true to who you are, and it's very, very important to me that you remember that this place, this congregation, is a place that you will always be loved and valued and appreciated for who you are, even if who you are goes through some changes in the years ahead. This will always be a place where we love you and we value you and we cherish your learning and your becoming. I have a lot of hopes for you, but I also have a lot of pride in you. Having watched the learning that you've done, having watched the growth and development inside you, and having watched the conscience, the voice of right and wrong and morality and ethics inside of you take real Jewish shape in our conversations about tzedakah, our conversations about obligation to the world and to our fellow people, our conversations about what it means to be part of a people, and whether your membership in the Jewish people is different than your membership as a citizen or a neighbor or a son or daughter. I am so eager to watch the next step of your journey as you make your way to the next go forth and the next here I am and the ones after that. I want you to know how proud I am and all of your rabbis and your cantor and all of your teachers at having been able to accompany you for a small time along this path of learning and exploration and discovery. We hope that all of your learning will lead to inspiring new insights. We hope that all of your self-discovery and growth will add new good deeds and new mitzvot to the world, and that you will always remember the things that you learned here, and that you always remember that this is a place where you were loved and valued as you made your way to the next go forth and the following here I am. I'm so proud of you all. Mazel tov, and may God bless you. I want to ask our Director of Congregational Learning, Stephanie Carlson, to offer a few remarks and share a few special recognitions now as well.
Thank you, Rabbi. I am so proud of all of you, as you should be proud of yourselves. The learning and the growth that you have demonstrated here today is truly moving and beautiful. And we wish that we could give all of you awards. And of course, in a way we do, right? In a way, we give you all the beautiful gift of our now rescheduled Shirley Barish Memorial Israel Experience, on which I am so looking forward to going with all of you. But we also have your teachers and rabbis, and I have chosen a few students to receive some special awards. So the Ben and Bertha Steinberg Confirmation Award, which is given annually in memory of Ben and Bertha Steinberg, founding members of Emmanuel. This award honors the top 10% of the confirmation class. And it is my pleasure to announce that this year, this award is being presented to Zoe Hirschfeld and Wyatt Cypro. The second 10% of the confirmation class receives the Honor Roll Award. Both the Steinberg Award and the Honor Roll Award are certificate awards, and you should have received or will be receiving shortly the certificates in the mail. And it is my pleasure to announce that this year's Honor Roll Award goes to Nora Feldman, Bonnie Robbins, and Sarah Wexler-Kelly. The next three awards are scholarship awards that can be used for leadership development experiences or for Israel experiences, including the Shirley Barish Memorial Israel Experience. The first of these is the Ben and Esther Noble Campership Award, which is presented to a confirmand who has exhibited outstanding leadership in youth group and in class. And this award is given to attend a Nifty Tour, a youth group event that is held at Green Family Camp, or it can also be used for Israel trip. And this award this year our recipient is Leah Lynch. Next, the Rose Goodfriend Award was created by her children, Norris and Dr. Barry Goodfriend, and their families in memory of their mother, and is given annually to a confirmand who has achieved academic excellence and leadership and who commits to continuing his or her Jewish education through graduation. It is my absolute pleasure to announce that this year's recipient is Jason Gerber. And finally, the Emmanuel and Cecil Wolf Confirmation Award, which is given by their son, Ed Wolf, and his family in their memory, and is awarded to a confirmand in good academic standing who has proven to be an outstanding participant and leader in religious school. And I am delighted to present this award to Braden Bergen.
We conclude our festival evening service, as we do each worship service, with the sacred work of memory. On this night of celebration and ceremony, we remember and hold dear the memory of our loved ones who are no longer with us. We remember times of joy and festivity that we shared with them. And even as we miss them, we feel their loving presence with us always. On this evening, our hearts go out in sympathy to the family of Clara Cook, who was laid to her eternal resting place just in recent days. With grief and sympathies mingled, we rise together as one congregation to recite the ancient words of Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'amlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei amaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudisha b'richu, la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiram b'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen.
Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru, amen. And we close tonight with a special blessing for all of our confirmands. We are so proud of you. May you be blessed as you go on your way. May you be guided in peace. May you be blessed with health and joy. May this be your blessing. Amen. Blessing.
As we conclude, Almighty God, we ask your blessing on these learners. Look after them and keep them safe. We ask that you guide their paths and lead their steps toward goodness and conscience, generosity and good character. Look after them and help their studies yield rich fruit. May they know wherever they go that you are with them, and may they remember that we are with them too, as they go forth from this place to wherever their paths lead them. Keep them in peace. Keep them in safety and health. May they be guided and blessed all their days. Amen.
Amen. May this be your blessing. Amen. Amen. May this be your blessing. Amen.
Chag Sameach.